Hey, this is Caleb.
This is Bam.
And we've hijacked Joe's channel. So you're probably wondering where Joe is. We stole his camera and his cameraman, and we decided you guys needed some real quality content. So we're gonna tell you about cleaning wood the right way and the 5 most common mistakes we see in cleaning wood. I've got Bam Bam here, expert stain and seal, and he's gonna tell us the biggest problems he sees because he's a professional. So, you ready to get started?
Absolutely.
What's the number one reason you see?
Number one reason we see the problems with cleaning wood is they don't pre-wet the wood. You add the chemical, you're using a whole lot more chemical on the wood just to get it wet. You need to wet the wood and then add the chemical.
Why would we pre-wet other than using a lot more chemical?
Well, you would use a lot more chemical, you'd be softer on the wood.
I like to think also that we don't need to clean the inside of the wood. We need to clean the surface. So if we pre-wet, the water is going to be inside the wood and then we can clean the surface.
Got it.
Pre-wetting, number one. The number 2 reason is the wrong chemical. We see this all the time. Everyone uses the wrong chemical. We see all kind of products on the market today for wood cleaning, but most people still just jump to the old faithful bleach, and it could have some problems with wood cleaning, and the finished product is usually not as good, and you can sometimes damage the wood. So I would make sure you get the right chemical that's made specifically for cleaning fences and decks.
Absolutely.
And you can go from this to this, and you can do it with varying degrees of strength. So every piece of wood's not the same, so you need different chemicals for different projects. So I think the number 2 reason, wrong chemical.
Absolutely.
Bam, what's the 3rd reason?
The 3rd is wrong pressure. You can put too much pressure on the wood or not enough pressure. And this is after the chemical is on the wood. Removing that chemical, you either add too little pressure or too much pressure. It has to be just right. You have to be able to remove all the excess dirt and all the excess organic growth off the wood, but at the same time, you don't want to damage the wood by really tearing it up.
How do you decide the right pressure?
Well, the right pressure is whenever you start at the top, you're cleaning the wood at the top, you're going to be able to see after a few feet if you're removing the organic growth or not. So at that point, you're going to know if you need to get a little bit closer with the pressure or a little farther away. And then you have to stay consistent with it. So once you remove it, that's the pressure. That's the one you need. And then you stay consistent throughout the whole fence.
Got it. The number 4 mistake that I see is people using the wrong dwell time. They put chemical on and they wash it off right away, or they let it sit for way too long.
Absolutely.
We hear so much in the industry about 30 to 45 minute dwell times, which is 99% is way too long. Usually we can even strip old coatings off in just 5 to 10 minutes of dwell time. So a great way to find out if it's the proper dwell time is to use a little pressure from a pump up sprayer or the heel of your boot and rub it and see, is that color, is the natural wood color coming back when you apply just a little pressure, with a stick or with water. And if you get the color you're looking for, which would be a natural wood color, then you know you got the right dwell time.
Number 5 is inconsistent wand control. I was talking earlier about the distance from the wood. Some people, you want to go at the top and go all the way down, up and down the wood, complete one pass, all smooth at the same time. A lot of people will go back and forth. I seen Joe do this. You might put that in. Saw Joe going up and down the wood board, making marks as he went down.
Joe's a fence expert.
He's a fence expert.
Not a staining expert.
Not a stain expert, that's right.
Okay, let's clear that up, right?
Absolutely. So, pressure washing the wood all the way, one thing from the top to the bottom, and then I usually rinse all the way back up to the top just to make sure I've got all the organic growth off the board.
What do you do if you've already gouged the wood by starting and stopping to try to get something off and you've got these lines? Can you fix that?
Yes, you can. It's a delicate, you have to fan the wood, fan it out, start a little closer, and then get it farther away where you sort of smooth it down. It's almost like sanding, but with a pressure washer.
Makes sense, makes sense. That's the 5 reasons, or the 5 biggest mistakes we see people making in wood restoration. But we've got a bonus, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The bonus is you're not a part of the right community. If you're trying to clean wood, restore wood, stain wood, all of these type projects where there is room for error, especially if you're inexperienced, you got to be a part of the right community. That community is Staining University. It's an online Facebook group. There's about 6,000 professional wood care contractors in there that use every product you can think of, and they've got thousands and thousands of years of experience. There's no bigger community for wood care in the universe. So that's Staining University on Facebook. That's probably the biggest mistake I see. If you join that community, throw a picture up of your project, you're going to have 100 people just instantly tell you exactly what they recommend, and that will really cut down your learning curve.
And a lot of the pressure washing communities, they may throw different ideas that's not really good for wood. Works for concrete, works for blocks, but it doesn't work specifically for wood. So Stanton University is the go-to place for wood education.
That's it. All right, guys, this is Caleb Roth with Expert Stain and Seal, and this is BAM, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors.